Hey guys, this is Brian from Bare Bones Comics, and I'm here to let you know that we have a campaign running right now over on Kickstarter for our horror Evil Dead homage cover for Bare Bones, Nice Guys Finish Dead. We're very excited to get this out to people. It asks the question, if you had been bullied and harassed your whole life and finally do have power, would you be that good guy, that hero that people can look to? Or would you get revenge on all those that have wronged you? I like to think that a lot of people would say that, yeah, of course I'd be a good person and help people out. But realistically, I think a lot of people would get revenge. This book asks that question. So we'd love to have you over there. Take a look. Go over to Kickstarter.com and look for Bare Bones Nice Guys Finish Dead. And check us out. We'd love to have you. Thanks.
Welcome to Bacon is My Podcast. Before we get into this show, we do want to let everybody know that we are proudly bringing this show to you from the Den.
Yeah.
That's the Deluxe Edition Network.
Rocking it out.
Found at deluxeeditionnetwork.com.
In the DEN.
That's right. We are a part of an awesome network of really awesome podcasts, such as...
That's a lot of awesome that you just said there.
Yes.
Health. History. I'd like to...
Yes. There's also Beard Laws, Spoiled My Movie.
Yes.
The Deluxe Edition Podcast. There's like 26 different podcasts, so go over there, check it out. DeluxeEditionNetwork.com. Do it now.
We are happy to be one. Thank you so much. What's your bacon?
Buddy,
My gnome.
It's a good one. I like it.
My gnome
Yeah.
would be Kyle.
God damn it, Kyle.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why.
All right.
He's that motherfucker that you talk to when you try to do an Amazon return. And by mistake, you hit, I'm going to bring it to Whole Foods.
Right.
And then you get to Kohl's and you're like, God damn it. And then you tell the Kohl's person, they're like, well, you got to, and it doesn't work on your app. And then you go to do it on your computer and you're like, damn it, it won't work on the computer. So you go to the little chat box. In the chat bubble, who pops up? Fucking Kyle.
God damn Kyle.
Kyle's a gnome.
Yeah.
Kyle's a gnome. And that is who my gnome would be.
Not to disparage all the Kyles of the world.
chaotic little
It is.
bastard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kyle's
Nah.
been chaos.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fine. So that's my answer. It was anticlimactic, wasn't it?
No, I liked it.
That's fine.
I liked it. It wasn't as good as any of our three, but it was
No,
good.
exactly. That's why I made you wait a whole weekend to hear it.
Yeah.
And
Congratulations, everyone who waited
yeah,
and came in.
Yeah.
You know what? You know how many people were probably sitting there going, I can't wait to get to Monday to find out.
probably exactly 0.
I bet you.
No!
I bet you there was one.
Maybe.
I bet you there were bets going on.
You know what?
I bet you there were workplace bets this morning.
Fucking DraftKings.
Somebody-
We should put that up on DraftKings.
Someone had to pay
This
someone
is pre-recorded. I mean, you could do wrestling
crisp
on
high five
DraftKings. So yeah,
because they got Kyle right.
fucking A.
Bacon! Bacon is my podcast! Bacon! Bacon! Bacon is my... Bacon! Bacon is my podcast! Bacon! Bacon is my...
Guys, we are so excited because Manscaped has upped the game. Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra. They've
did.
got interchangeable dual head system with both a regular razor that you're used to on your lawnmower, but also now a foil blade as well.
And if you already have one of these, if you already have the 4.0, the upgrade's good, man.
Upgrade is good.
Upgrade is good. It's got all the stuff that you like already. The light is a little bit brighter.
Yes.
Key, it has a lock.
Yes.
So that means in your bag, it won't turn on automatically because you're traveling somewhere and you put some shoes in your bag and you push down on it and it just turns on and then the battery's dead.
That's right.
You can lock it. Awesome. Awesome feature. Everything else, you've got your ceramic blades, you've got your skin-safe technology, you got all of that is the same and improved, but it's just a better system. Highly recommend.
Go to manscaped.com right now. Use the promo code BACONPOD for 20% off your entire order.
Yes.
You could get the 5.0 Lawnmower Ultra. You can also use it on other products like the Crop Mop, which is our personal favorite. If you ever see us out in the wild,
yes,
you can definitely hit us up and we will give you one of those.
We always have them on us.
Always
ready to give out.
Yes. So again, manscaped.com, promo code BaconPod, 20% off of free shipping. Thank you, Manscaped. And always remember to ask yourself, are your balls clean?
Mm-hmm.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we are joined by Beef and Annie Stoic, members of Crewicide.
That's right.
The backstage crew that helps Joan Jett and the Black Hearts navigate the waters of the road, if you will, or just in general, right?
Yeah.
Annie is joining us from Colorado.
Yep.
Denver. She's on the road with the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. I can't fucking talk today.
Today?
Good point.
Today?
Good point.
Yeah.
And Beef is in New York.
He could have been here with us.
He could have been here with us.
He could have been hanging out in the room.
He should have been.
Yeah.
We got him last minute.
Right.
This was very last minute.
Beef made the hot tag right here.
We did do the hot tag to Beef, yeah.
We were down. We were getting
we
were getting hit and we were getting beat, and Beef was hanging out,
Right?
just waiting.
We're getting
just waiting.
stomped in the corner.
And here he is, feeding the comeback.
Right?
He fed the comeback, and that's what happened.
Well, I
actually, Annie was the brass knucks. She
was the one that they got it out, and like, anything to help you guys. Like, honestly, man, just happy to help, and I love you guys, and I love you, Jimmy, and I love Annie and Mike. Even though we never met formally, I love you too. And
man, I love
you too, buddy.
I love Beef. I love you too, man. Like I it's so funny. It's been like
chilling, man.
like for like the better part of 10 years, I've been hearing about Beef.
Yeah.
And like Beef stories and all the things, and I'm like, man, you should come around.
You felt a little left out. I know.
I
know. There were a couple times where he was like, "I want to meet Beef,"
I did. I actually.
And he did that move. He did that little punch the sky.
I don't know about that move,
punch the air.
But I'm so excited because Beef is not only and Annie are not only just living the road life of a road crew in rock and roll,
road warrior,
if you will, but they're also wrestling fans.
Mm-hmm.
And they're also moviegoers, and so we're gonna have a good time today, I think.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about all kinds of shit.
For sure. Beef is running out.
Beef is running away.
He might be getting his title belt.
Wait. We need to do a count out. 1.
Yes.
2. Wait, which title belt is that? Is that the? I can't see. For those of you not. Oh,
this is a custom made title belt. That's the World Wrestling Champion.
Nice.
Wow. I thought you would have cut a better promo than that.
Belt on any market.
You will not. No, you'll find it on. You won't find it in the Bloodline. You won't find it on MJF. You won't find it on Roman Reigns. You won't find it. You won't find it on Seth Rollins.
Only Beef.
Only Beef.
There can only be one.
This goes on the road, and if anybody can take it, it's like when we do it, like it's the hardcore championship belt. Anybody can take it at any time.
24/7.
Oh, nice.
All the time. Yeah.
So for those of you who are listening, go to strangerhoodtv.com, watch him kiss that belt, because it is a beautiful piece of work.
Yep. And the next time I see you, most devastating move in all of sports entertainment, man. Small package.
Yes.
Rolling you up, and I'm taking that shit.
Yeah.
I'm going to hook the leg, I'm going to grab the tights, and I'm going to roll you up.
I like that. I do have my my official's license. Just saying.
You can make this
Oh,
happen.
really?
No, not really.
Oh, I was gonna say that's interesting.
You know that
I have the same license that fucking Mike Chioda has.
You know that you can get a
Very
bouncy
nice.
house, like a bouncy castle wrestling ring for the backyard.
Yes,
I've seen those, and that would be incredible.
we should do that.
We should definitely do that.
We should definitely do that. Beef is stunned.
He's
Oh, dude, this is
Speaking stunned and excited.
see.
This is like wow.
You know what just happened? A whole new world.
Yeah, like I was in a loop in my head.
Yeah.
No.
I saw that. It was like he was running ideas. He has a whole promotion
like,
ready.
You could do a live podcast from the Wrestling House. Number one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You can do it.
Now I will say, you said you it's custom made. Annie, has Beef actually done anything to really show that he deserves that belt? Like on the road, what's his finishing maneuver? Is it a low blow? Is it Brad Snucks, or is it a go to sleep? What are we talking here?
I will say the only thing I know about the belt on the road, it was out this year, but we're on 2 separate buses, and I know that the drummer is specifically taking Beef down multiple times.
But you know what? He escaped with the title.
Right.
Because he's a wily veteran.
Right.
What counts is the titles in my possession.
Yeah,
That's right.
Possession is 9/10 of the law.
I think it ended up on the crew bus at some point, but I don't know. I don't know how, but then,
I fucking stole it back because I knew that shit had to be with me, or else I couldn't be called the champ.
That's right. Ain't no ham and egg are gonna go around with that belt.
Right.
Well, our drummer beat the shit out of me several times, like Annie said. And it was, Sammy beat me up a bunch of times too, but she's easy.
Hey man, it's drummers. The drummers are the problem.
Yeah. Mike suplexed me pretty well the last time.
It was a little bit of assistance.
Yeah, I hit you with a solid body slam. Though.
You did hit.
I made him feel like a baby.
We have video.
I picked him right up, and he was just like,
man. This is just inching more and more towards getting a fucking wrestling ring bouncing castle, right?
"Oh yeah, we don't have to be pushed that hard, to do this."
Yeah, if you want to go splitsies with people,
yeah,
we're the ones you want to call.
We're ready.
We'll never say no. It's like,
that's it. It's
what day?
It's not even.
That money was going to go towards
I just
advertising.
put my phone down.
Bouncing ring.
Jimmy, Bouncing ring.
Yep.
Yeah, we're totally in. We're totally
Absolutely.
in. Yeah, for sure.
Bouncy ring. You could Royal Rumble in that thing.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't. Dude. Okay.
Because there's a perimeter around it too, so you can be thrown over the ropes and then hit the perimeter.
Any of the wrestling fans on year 4 of Bacon Is My Podcast, because it's so fresh in my mind, I think I want to try and make this a thing. So, Beef, did you watch WCW back in the day? Well, in mid to late 90s.
Yes, I actually did for a little bit. I was an avid wrestling watcher. In fact, I don't know if Jimmy told you, but I was involved in independence at that time, so I was actively watching wrestling.
Yeah.
Okay. So WCW had a pay-per-view called World War III. Okay.
Yes.
Now, the Battle Royal is fucking awful already. That's already an awful match. They decided to go, hey, let's do that times 3. And we'll put 3 screens on the fucking screen on your TV. And you can try and figure that out. Good luck.
Yeah, that was a bad move.
That was the dumbest fucking move ever. Do you feel the same way about the Battle Royal?
I think it was dumb as shit. I know what you're talking about. I think that might have been a Jim Herd thing, or it definitely wasn't a Dusty finish. Because if it was, I'd be very surprised that Dusty.
Yeah.
No, I think that was a Bischoff thing.
Oh,
think
really?
So?
I think it was the Bischoff.
Oh, you know what? Jim Herd he might have been gone by then. You're right.
Yeah.
But I could imagine that, but it was not a good gimmick.
Now, what about the Impact Wrestling or the TNA Battle Royal, where everybody starts outside the ring,
outside
and they have to throw each other in, and then they have to throw each other back out.
Right. But no, they had to throw each other out, and then the last two, it would start like a match.
Right. Yeah.
That's way too many fucking rules.
Nobody understood that shit.
Yeah.
Everybody watched that just going, huh?
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. I never watched TNA at all. Ever. Never. I think maybe I was glad not to after hearing that.
There was. Well, I will say
there were some bright spots.
You know what?
But overall, not so much.
Kurt Angle's greatest matches were in TNA.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, I'll say that,
and
because it was against like Samoa Joe when Samoa Joe was really like hungry and coming up, and he's still awesome, but he was super awesome. And AJ Styles when AJ Styles had like everything to prove.
Yeah.
And there was some crazy things going on there at that time.
Something else with the original TNA, I go back and watch the first episode. The first episode is my favorite because never in the history of wrestling have you ever gotten the intro is basically, hey, welcome to TNA. Tonight is today's our first episode, and the very first champion of TNA, which is going to be the NWA's world champion, it's going to be decided in a battle royal. And competitors start coming out and cutting promos about how dumb it is to decide who the champion of this promotion is going to be from a battle royal. Like Scott Hall and Ken Shamrock and Jeff Jarrett and all these people that are all like, hey, this is a dumb idea. But also, you suck. And it's so funny because it's like heels, baby faces, literally everybody craps on it. And then you had I forgot which legends were all there, but there were legends there. I think Ricky Steamboat was one of them and stuff. And they were all like, you know what, Jeff Jarrett, you're a dastardly heel. But also, yeah, it's really dumb. It's the weirdest 20 minutes of television you've ever seen in your entire life.
I have to find that.
Dude, it's worth a watch because it's just like, and then Scott Hall comes down and goes, hey, yo, this is dumb. It's so good.
That's funny.
That's the way to start your promotion.
It's the best. It's like the Twilight Zone of wrestling. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's a great watch. It's a great watch.
That's pretty great.
Yeah, for sure.
Pretty great. I got to watch the last time I was at a live wrestling event. It was at the Barclays Center, and it was WWE. It was Raw, and Annie and I and Beef were there, and I got to watch Beef as a fan hate a wrestler, and then immediately be turned around and become a fan. And that wrestler was Seth Rollins.
Wow. Okay.
Right? And it was the night that Seth Rollins came down with his Super Mario boots.
Oh my God! Oh,
and
God.
It was so funny because Beef was just like, I hate this guy. This guy sucks. He's so bad. I hate this guy. And then mid-match, he's like, whoa! And I was like, I loved it because I was like, dude, this is why I love wrestling. This is why I love pro wrestling because like we were just like wrapped up in being fans, and it was just the greatest thing. I saw the genuine his heart grew 3 sizes.
It's so fucking true because I hated him.
It was amazing. It completely turned around and the match was over and he was like, he's awesome. And then when he came back for the dark match after Raw to close the night out, and it was just like we were just all like, yes. We were just singing the theme. Oh, it's great. It was amazing. I loved it.
What made you turn back on Seth Rollins? Where you, what happened?
You know, it was probably the athleticism and the way he was working in the ring. I have an immense respect for the actual talent. Again, this goes back to working in the independents, and then years later, I trained with Johnny Rodz, who's a WWE Hall of Famer.
Everybody, man.
Yeah.
Who trained everybody.
He's very famous. So I saw that holy shit, the guy can really fucking work, and he's putting on a hell of a show, and that just switched me, and I was just like,
Yeah.
I love him.
It was so great. It was
It was like a switch, right?
It totally was. It was immediate too. It was like 1 second. It was I hate this guy, and then like a second later, it was just like you said, just whoa. It's just singing along.
I could totally appreciate good work, and man, him and he just really went. He was great. I mean, Annie gets into it. And I never thought I'd like Seth Rollins the way I did.
Right.
Annie, have you been? Has Jimmy ever or Beef ever exposed you to the indie wrestling scene? Like, I'm not talking about like, a few years ago it was like you could go to an ROH show and that's kind of indie.
Right.
No. I'm talking about like the gyms and stuff.
Right.
Actually, well, I don't think Jimmy, or maybe we went once, but actually my first ever thing going to wrestling was indie wrestling. I had a few friends in high school that did very independent wrestling, and me and I brought some of my girlfriends. I was like, we have to go see this. It's so funny. You just yell at people. This is great. And they're like, we don't want to go. But then you get them there and you start yelling at people for no reason. It's just, they're like, that. You're right. This is great.
Have you noticed some new things on Bacon Is My Podcast? We have the new BIMP Lounge.
Yes.
Right? So with that, we're trying to up our game a little bit here.
That's right.
Right? We're trying to extend our reach. If you want to help us do that, well, one of the ways you can do that is by rocking out with our sponsors. Jump over to baconismypodcast.com, jump to our sponsor page, and check out all of our awesome sponsors. Get all
GrillYourAssOff.com, DrinkWildBills.com, Manscaped, Pod Decks. There's quite a few of them.
Everything's
and we're
there
adding stuff all the time.
with the most recent promo codes and the best deals that you can possibly get. Another way you can help us, get some t-shirts.
Like this one right here. It doesn't come without the sleeves,
It gives you the option.
but it gives you the option.
Yeah, you get it with sleeves. You don't want sleeves, you cut the sleeves off.
That's right.
That's how it works. Then you have a headband if you have like a thin head.
Yes.
I can't use the sleeves as a headband because I have a giant round head.
Yeah, we both do.
Yeah. Go to baconismypodcast.com. Check out the merch page. Bacon is my fashion.
Yes.
Right.
And you can check out all the latest episodes. It's kind of like a portal to everything Bacon is My Podcast, including our music.
A portal to bacon.
Yes. Including his band, Craving Strange.
Yes,
My band,
his band,
Something Heavy. Also, Bacon is My Passion, the band itself. So
Music coming.
Yes. So go ahead. Check it out. Costs nothing to look. So
And
go ahead.
then you
and do
should
it.
buy. You break it, you bought it though.
Hey, this is Casey Shearer.
And this is Ray.
Do you like pop culture?
We're pretty sure you do.
Then come on over and check us out at deluxeedition.show.
You will not be sorry. Or maybe you will be. I don't know.
It's really
I
the
never
best bang
watched-
for buck for your money, the best.
Yeah.
bang.
Oh yeah, the indie
Yeah.
shows. I got to get to an indie show again
Yeah.
because we should
But,
try and do
Yeah,
do
it's
an
been
indie
a long
show.
time. Like that was on on Staten Island. It was like at a place called Fun Station, I think.
Oh my God!
Yeah, it was like a kids. It's like a kids
Was that
indoor.
a
What?
bubble out on Victory, like way out on the other side of Staten Island?
There is a
Did that
bubble.
have like a
I
little
don't know.
bubble? It was like a tennis bubble.
There was a bubble that also.
That was
had
the
them.
Highland. That was Highland. That was Sports
Yeah.
Fest in Highland Boulevard.
Yeah,
It was called.
but yeah. So
And we
either
used
of
to
them,
run
I had
wrestling
friends.
shows out there. What a
Yep.
shithole!
Yeah. But it
I've
was, like,
actually
it
done
was
that.
so
Both
fun.
of those.
Yeah.
I know that you guys got to hang out at this like thing called Wrestlemania.
Oh my god.
At Joan,
Dude,
with Joan when
like-
she played Ronda Rousey out to the ring. But
Beef and I had the best time at WrestleMania.
you know what she didn't do. That my band did do
What's that?
was actually play in a wrestling ring.
That's true. That's true.
Well,
Also-
wait, hold on. Beef has that story. right?
Did your band play in a wrestling ring?
Oh no, didn't Joan played in a wrestling? Was it UFC?
I was not
was
there for that.
It was maybe before me, but I think they have definitely.
Did she? Oh, okay. Well, then I.
Well,
take
Joan
that back.
did.
Joan did.
Joan
I
did
was
not.
there
But
if they had.
what I will say
Simpsons
is
did it.
0 out of 10. Do not recommend.
Right.
Especially when your bass player is he's a big dude,
Yeah.
and every step he takes, the cymbals go whack, whack. We had, of course, because we were fucking rock stars, so we needed to have our fucking stacks in there. You put the head on the cab, and every step, just like Beef would say, the bounce, and it's just like during sound check. AJ's doing his double bass pedal, and my head is gradually just going. I'm like, okay, we're gonna put that on the floor. We played like 30 minutes on that. It was by far the most difficult show I've ever played in. So that being said, how do you fucking
Can I
wrestle
ask
in that?
where that
thing?
was?
That was
all right.
in.
Yeah.
Well, I'll answer you too, but that was, I want to say Deer Park. It was an NYWC event, and NYWC, when I had a buddy, Dan Barry, who worked them, and he was like, "Dude, you guys could play." And when I went to the where they held it, it's the rec center there. They actually, to the right of the entrance ramp, had a stage. So I was like, oh, cool, we'll probably play on the stage.
Right.
And we show up, and they were like, no, you're going to set up right in the ring. You're going to open up the show. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Not a problem. This is great. This is fantastic. And then like I said, the first time AJ started hitting his kick, and everything just started going, whomp, whomp.
Yeah, they need to reinforce the ring for a giant match.
I actually have a solution for that. May I?
Please, in case this ever happens again.
I would have set up in the four corners, the drums in a corner, the amps, close to him or whatever, to absorb the shock and get away from the middle, because it's a little bit more stable in the corners, But that's awesome. But it is very. To go back to your question, what's it like to actually be in a real ring? It's WWF rings,
like
as Jimmy has
ring.
seen. Like Jimmy has seen, working real ring. Jimmy has seen the Cadillacs of wrestling rings, and
Right.
Annie, you saw that fucking those ropes. They're real ropes. WWE is the only company, I think, that does real. They have their own manufacturer of like real elastic band rope mix. It's not steel cable. It's very comfortable in those rings. Now the independent rings, there was a guy named Nunzio that used to be in the FBI, remember, at ECW? Yeah. So I knew him through USA Pro Wrestling, which was out on Long Island, and we did the Elks Lodge in Queens. We did next to Mr. Cheapo's the Knights of Columbus Hall on Jericho Turnpike. And Nunzio would have this ring, and Nunzio would bring the ring, and it was so fucking old. It was from like the 30s, and that thing was a beast, and it was hard. It had a little bit of spruce, but it was just not good. So it depends on what ring you're getting. Most rings are a bit more modern, where there's the jack in the middle, or it's got the steel beams, and you've got the play. But there's some rings out there that are just horrible. The ring Johnny Rods has is an ex-WWF ring, the frame, not the ropes. So it's a beautiful ring that he has.
Yeah,
but it's difficult to move around in there, because you're kind of like on a fucking a bouncy castle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure like the part of training just has to be learning how to like get in and walk around in the ring and then run.
Well, it's funny you say that, Jimmy. It really is. It's called the big dance for a reason. It is a dance. There is an actual technique for walking in the ring. There is. It's if I'm stepping towards you, you're stepping backwards, so your feet will never touch, so you don't step on your boy. Because wrestling is all about protecting your opponent. It really is.
Right.
That's how you get judged in the business, from what I understand.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
But
that's awesome. That's got to be like it's got to be weird, you know, because I can only imagine like if there's two people on a trampoline and you're walking around, you'll shoot a knee into your own face.
Yeah, you're right.
Right? Or if you're trying to land together, right? Like I can only imagine like a superplex, for example. You know, like you're trying to get both guys to land flat backed at the same time in a ring that's gonna have give. Because if one lands first,
the other one's
it
just
gives, and then it probably comes back and smacks the other guy.
Right.
You know, like I can only imagine like some of the ways that you have to learn how to like protect yourself from getting like a stinger in your head from the ring moving because someone else is moving in it.
Yeah.
Like that's just interesting. I like, how long does it take, or at least when you got trained, how long does it take before like you're learning how to do anything other than move around in the ring and like maybe take bumps, like when you're starting to work together?
So I went through 2 periods of training. I went through a period of training in the late 90s with a couple of ECW guys and some older WWE guys. And they were trying to teach me the best they could, but the education I got from Johnny was far surpassed that.
Right.
When even though some of the guys that I was working with at that time in the 90s were with Johnny, but it was like it was at the show and there was no time. With Johnny, there's a show. With Johnny, there was time. So you go in as a beginner and you run the ropes first couple of times and you take bumps immediately, just the the falling and the actual falling. But it's about a week or two before you start working anything more than chain wrestling and running the ropes.
Right.
So you'll do about a week or two of chain wrestling and running the ropes. Then you start getting bumpier and you start taking more bumps, and then you start working with everyone. An interesting scenario would be like if there's 10 people in the room in the ring, you'll do 10 exercises for each person. So, and then that's before you start doing bumps. So like everybody did 10 push-ups, everybody did 10 sit-ups. So if there was 33 people in the ring, you do 30. There's 8 people in the ring, you had to do 80 of each. So you'd be real tired by then, and he'd weed out a lot of people from seeing right away who can handle it and who couldn't. So it'd take a couple of weeks before you really start doing the one-on-one stuff, you know?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So what I want to go around the room and do. Beef, you've done the indies. You worked the indies a little bit. So I would like to know what your gimmick is. But you and Annie, you're creator wrestlers.
Oh, okay.
What is your gimmick? What is everybody's gimmick when you're a wrestler?
Okay.
I'm going to start with Beef.
Right.
You guys think about it.
Yeah.
I've always just been a madman, a cross between Abdul the Butcher, Bruiser Brody, and the Berserker, who really is just a Bruiser clone, and actually George the Animal Steel. That was my thing. And at first, Johnny Rods gave me this gimmick of. All right, let me be honest with you. When I was doing the indies, my gimmick, I had a pretty clear gimmick. It was a cross-dressing wrestling announcer. I'm just going to put it out there. I'm going to tell everybody because it could be found. That's what I did when I was working here in the 90s. But
take my money. I want the wrestling buddy of that.
Yeah, can we do that?
When you pull off my shirt, I had the bra and panties on. I literally spent years trying to make sure those tapes never got seen. But maybe, just maybe, we'll watch some of Beef's old Beef's old matches and Beef's old interviews. I interviewed a lot of fucking.
If we can
classic
find
dudes.
any of that, it's
Are
going to
you-
happen
I have
right
it.
now.
Are you pre Gold Dust or are you post Gold Dust? Because if you were pre Gold Dust, I mean,
No, that was 90. Yeah, it was post. No, it was post. It wasn't
Oh, okay.
anything. It wasn't anything new, but it was just the way we did it was really sadomasochist. It was pretty sick and bizarre. But Johnny wanted me to be an Amish guy, so he put me in a tag team as an Amish guy. So I named ourselves the Mega Plowers. So that was the first. That was my first gimmick with Johnny Rods. So I was a
wow.
Nice.
Mega Plower, the Mega Plowers.
That
Nice.
is incredible.
And
Cross us and
my
get
second stint
churned.
with Johnny, yeah. A drive-by fucking buggy, whatever. But
That's right.
my second run around, I basically said to him, Johnny, just let me do my own thing. And I just went out there in my regular T-shirt, which was a Cannibal Corpse shirt, and I had the mohawks up, and I got these these women's culotte pants that look sort of like Abdullah the Butcher spandex, and I just went out there and I just was a madman, and I just
Nice.
kind of like pushed the referee around, and I lost always, but I was entertaining.
That's awesome.
I like that.
You brought up the women's pants. Something that's come up in the Mick Foley podcast is that he very often would go to Lane Bryant and buy his wrestling pants.
Oh,
I bought-
that's so funny.
Yeah.
I bought women's pants when I worked at every restaurant I worked at, and I needed to have plain black pants. I would always buy women's pants because they look better on your ass, and
Right.
and the legs were cut nicer,
Oh.
and so they fit better than men's pants. And so I wore them all the time.
Christ, Annie, you got
It worked
such
when
a
I
hunk.
would sing "Happy Birthday" to old ladies and straddle them, because I did that at least twice a week.
Right. Yeah. Of course. Of course.
Planet Hollywood. They need a little.
Well, you
they need a
gotta-
little razzle
A
dazzle.
little Vaz.
I gave him a little razzle
A little
dazzle.
fizzle. A little sizzle.
Little Jimmy Sizzle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Annie. What's your gimmick when you do your create a wrestler?
I don't know.
You don't know. Come
Come
on.
on. Who are you in the ring? What's your personality as a wrestler? Who are you dialed up to 10?
I like the intensity of Rhea Ripley, but I also like a hilarious part of Orange Cassidy.
I like that
I like
too.
that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Let's go so extreme on both ends where it's
Yeah.
like
How do you
some of
do
it-
that?
yeah, somewhere in between that.
I like that.
I like the
That's very
comedic
cool.
part of it, but I also like the brutality.
See,
Ooh,
if I had to do a create a wrestler for Annie,
Mhm.
the
Yeah.
best wrestlers are always your own personality dialed up to
To
11,
11.
right? So to me, it would be like a Annie the Brain Heenan, right?
Oh
So
man.
Annie would be like the architect. she would be able to beat anybody, but she'd never have to because she'd talk other people into doing it for her, and she would come up with all the plans, and then she would come in at the end and win and get the glory, and she would be the mastermind behind everything.
I
Sort
feel
of like when
Annie-
Heenan got the belt from Andre, he gave him the belt. He tried
Yeah.
to get
Yeah.
$1 million Man.
$1 million dollar. Yeah. Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
But then once someone did it all, she'd walk up and she'd be like, "You don't know what the fuck you're doing," and she'd push him out of the way, and then she would put the boots to somebody and
Yeah.
win.
I feel like that.
She'd still hit her finisher
Okay.
because she'd still
Here's the real test, because you guys have been together for a long time, right?
right.
Bobby the Brain was a commentator for a really long time, and
Yeah.
he said for a really long time that Hulk Hogan, he's no good. He's a real asshole.
Yeah.
And then Hulk Hogan turned heel. He became a jerk, and he goes, "Told you,
Told you.
so."
Yeah.
Has that happened yet?
No.
Is there somebody that's an asshole that you're still like, no, he's all right.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. And I
Annie.
also think Annie's a baby face forever.
Yeah, no, well, yeah.
She's a mastermind, but she's also a babyface. She's not a heel.
Yeah. Well, I feel like Bobby the Brain is a face.
Yeah.
He's a misunderstood face.
Yeah.
But he's a face.
People boo.
People boo him, but it was like, you know what? He's just a good judge of character.
Right.
He got Hulk Hogan from the very beginning.
Actually, I take that back. I think Annie would be a heel because I think Annie would be the type of wrestler to walk up to a child who's holding a sign that has a marker that says "Sign my sign," and first thing she does is grab the marker, and then she signs it, and then she throws the marker away, and then she tears the sign up.
These are vastly different people,
right?
That
and
you're
then
talking
throws
about.
it down. But that's what I'm saying. I changed my mind.
Okay.
She's a natural heel because she's a face in AEW. She's a heel in WWE because she's She's gonna spit on kids.
Okay. So Annie, my question now is, what do you think Jimmy is as a wrestling character?
I think we all know what I am as a wrestler.
I know what
I
he
think
is.
it's probably the same as you, as you will say. But yeah. What's Jimmy as a wrestling character? What's his gimmick?
Beef. What were you saying? What is yours?
I was gonna say he's AJ Styles.
Oh,
he is not nearly as nimble as AJ
dude.
Styles.
I would
Dude,
think.
look at him. He looks like him. He's perfectly. His body. He's got the look.
All right.
That's
definitely some architectness with because
he's a thinker.
A wordsmith, or whatever.
Yeah.
The genius.
No, Jimmy's a good promo. Ooh.
Yeah.
What's that? I didn't hear that one.
The genius.
Oh.
But he doesn't need a scroll. He can just do it off of.
And now a poem.
Now a poem
from the
like
genius.
You're like a cross between the genius and AJ Styles, man.
So, I'll tell you my pick.
All right, let's go.
It would be a mix of cult leader Bray Wyatt, Waylon Mercy.
Oh yeah.
And then that dude, I can't remember his name. Maybe it was Mark Jindrak, but he was coming on. He was like, "I'm not telling you anything you don't already know." I would be that. I would be a cult leader because I would be able to talk anybody into anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I would create a stable around me. I'd be a little bit like Raven as well.
Creating strange, yeah.
A little bit like that. That's what I would be. I would be a total
leader. That's a good one.
You know,
Raven is very cool.
I was just again. I've been watching old WCW, and the Ravens flock has been there. And remember when Billy Kidman was just like this gross fucking piece of garbage,
scratching himself,
like
heroin addict.
And Lodi.
Yeah.
Lodi was fantastic. Yeah.
But that's what I would think. Like if I was going to turn my personality up to 10, it would be that because the other side of it would just be too silly.
Yeah.
Right.
I can see that.
It'd be that, or I'd be like the Milan Miracle. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
I'd grow a unibrow. I'd mispronounce everybody's name. Maybe Chris Jericho. Maybe I'd just be Chris Jericho's gimmick from.
You just need the
from like WCW.
So I grew my hair out.
I'd be like, all right, Mitchell.
The Lion Tamer.
I grew my hair out, and I was originally when it first was like growing out, I was doing a little bit of the Chris Jericho like thing on top because it was annoying.
Yeah.
And Jen was just like, no, you can't do that.
Yeah.
And I was like, but I am the Ayatollah. She's like, put your arms down. Put your arms down. Get out of here. Take your hair down.
That's why you're not the Ayatollah.
That's right. Exactly.
That right there is why you're not the Ayatollah.
Yeah. It happens.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Did you guys see the latest picture of Jericho?
I saw one.
He was on Dynamite and he looked like Billy Joe.
He put this picture where he's like this, and he was like sagging. He looked like.
Well, he's how old is he?
Maybe, I don't know, but he looked like
He's like 53.
He's like 53 years old, I think.
I'm not trying to put him down,
like,
but I was like, damn.
He's got older dude abs.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's
like
it.
he's got a six pack, but like that six pack, like
of like quarter
just
drinks.
kinda-
They're like quarter drink six packs. They're kind of out there and droopy.
Yeah.
It's a six pack of Capri Suns.
You know?
Yes.
Right? Like it's there and it's awesome.
Six pack Capri Sun six pack.
And he's doing great, but if you went into each of them, you'd be like, dude, you got a six pack. But you could push in on each one of the
He's
packs.
shiny
Right.
and denty.
Right.
You'd be like, oh.
Jericho came up because we people were like, you think that's audio? And I've gone through the episode that they were like commenting on, and I'm like, hey, I've heard worse audio from us, way worse. This is good. Like, I don't know what you're talking about.
On what? Audio for what?
For our show.
Oh, for our show?
Yeah, just for our show.
Oh, yeah, we've had shitty audio.
We've had
for sure.
We were also in the middle of fucking parking lot in Connecticut.
Yeah,
so
for all of you that have problems with our audio.
We've had it on the show like on the normal show in a controlled environment and stuff.
Right.
And then I go, and I listened to Talk Is Jericho, and I was like, this motherfucker just like throws a laptop in the middle of the room, and he goes and he takes a piss, and he's yelling across the room, and that's okay.
Well, he's famous.
Right. Well, yes.
He's famous.
Right.
Right.
So
when he says, "Go fuck yourself," to people that say his audio's bad, they're like, "Oh, Chris Jericho told me to fuck myself. Sweet."
Yeah.
When we go fuck yourself.
Well, we don't. We play Diplomat. We're not famous yet.
Go fuck yourself.
One day we'll yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love Jericho though.
I do too.
I think he's awesome.
If you have a problem with our audio, I would like to fill this globe with dicks, and you can eat every single one of them. Actually, you know what? I take that back. I don't want you to eat a globe of dicks. I just want you to eat one dick, but I want you to savor it, and I want it to be a really bad one.
I want it to be
a really bad dick,
like the robin's egg in the nest.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Beef, were you there when he came to one of the Blackheart shows? Or no?
Chris Jericho?
Yeah, Chris Jericho.
No, and I was not there when Bret Hart came, but we made up for that one too.
That's true.
I wanted to meet Chris.
I was like, oh, Chris Jericho, you're on the list.
Of course you did.
Yeah.
Of course you said that.
I don't know if he knows that I know that.
So
now
Annie,
did
but
did Jericho react at all, or did he no sell, or did he just kind of be like,
I don't know.
All right, whatever,
I don't,
lady.
See, if you had said earlier, I didn't see your name, but apparently you just made the list.
Ooh, that's why he doesn't need to scroll for his promo. It's because he can just think of shit like this.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Dawn Brody, a comedian with a history degree and the host of the podcast HILF, History I'd Like to Fuck. Each episode, I am joined by a new guest who has brought me a subject from history that they want to know more about. Then I hit the books, I dig deep in the annals, and stimulate. We've covered Frankenstein, Houdini, Joan of Arc, Pompeii, the Salem witch trials, right? Join us and find out for yourself that history is a party and everybody's coming.
I see what you're doing. You're popping in, you're watching the show, you're listening to the show, you're like, I really like their interviews. Or you're like, I don't like their interviews at all, but I do like 7 questions. Or you're like, man, I wish more people knew about this show because these guys are fun and these guys are cool. How can I help?
Well, one of the best ways to help is by going over to patreon.com/baconismypodcast and joining our Patreon. We've got awesome 3 tiers starting at $3 per month where you will get live stream shows on all of our discussion and drinks
Every week.
every week.
Every week, a live stream that you can join in on. You can weigh in on. You can jump in the chat. You can jump in the little community. our
Interact
little BIMP
with
squad.
us.
We got a cool squad over there, too, so you can meet people, make friends. We're all about that. Also, you can learn some cooking tips from us.
Yeah.
We got a few of those up there. You can try some of our dishes out.
Yeah. You can also watch us eat horrible shit.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Now, when we cook stuff, it's delicious, but the stuff that we eat is not.
Yeah, that's no.
Totally
That's
separate.
never fun.
Separate thing.
Yeah, but go ahead, go over there. There's tons of new content. We have early music releases. We've got live streams. We've got watch-alongs. We've got all sorts of stuff. Go to Bacon Is My Podcast's Patreon today and sign up and be part of the BIMP squad.
Totally helps us out, guys. Thank you so much. Cheers to you. What's your bacon? What are some things, Annie, that you have said to stars to
Like what
that have given them pause, that have made them go,
Also-
all right. All right.
So before
Because the Batista story is great. We want to hear that one.
Yeah, before we get into it, if you go back, like I think it was like 2 weeks ago, we actually did drop. Annie was our first guest.
Yep.
Annie was our first actual guest on this show. This show was supposed to be a conversational thing, and she was hanging out.
She didn't do 7 questions then.
No, but she did it later.
Oh, she did it later.
She did it
That's
later.
right. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't
But
remember these things.
well, because what happened was she was the first guest, and then because she was like episode 3 or something like that,
Right.
and it wasn't until episode 12 that we had guests. We were like, oh, well, she's got to answer the 7 questions. And
Right.
she was like, fine. And yeah,
Just like tonight, she's like, oh, okay.
fine. Bail you out again. So yeah.
Somebody didn't show up. All right.
Fine. But she, if you go back to that episode, which is only like 2 weeks ago, we did a replay of it, and she did tell that story.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's all right. So,
But you can retell it.
but I'm sure there's other ones.
And there's
right.
others.
You told Chris
Story?
Jericho he's on the list. What else you got?
Yeah, Batista. I asked why is Gamora.
Yeah. Which is amazing.
I don't know if there's any other.
There's got to be. I know there's got to be.
I mean, it wasn't a. I don't know. I feel like I don't know what other wrestlers we've been around that I've said something stupid to.
I remember you said, like, you met Dolph Ziggler, and you said my boyfriend's gonna be so jealous, and he's like, I could get that. I hear that a lot.
Yeah, yeah. And he took a photo.
I'm like, yeah, man, that's a good one.
Well, it was because you were actually there at the venue, and he was just like wandering backstage, and I'm like, Beef,
Right.
it's Ziggler, and he's like, yo, Ziggler.
Oh my
I
god!
said,
that's
yeah,
amazing.
I did Yo Ziggler, yeah.
Yeah, and he and the band had left already, but I went to give him some like swag and stuff, and he took a photo in front of Joan's like Joan Jett only sign. You know,
Probably posted to social media.
Yeah.
he did. It's on
was
his
awesome.
page, and I was, yeah.
See, you're on Dolph Ziggler's page.
Beef, have you said anything dumb to any celebrities or like,
incredibly
or
smart.
incredibly
I was gonna
smart?
say, none of those things are dumb.
No, those are not dumb. But have you said anything dumb before, or like crazy smart, where you're just like, yeah, I said that, and then
right.
yeah,
This is probably, I don't know why I'm going to tell this story. This is an old
I do.
like, an inside story that a few people know, but it's pretty well known. It's I don't know, maybe, but
Those two sentences.
I
don't
one
work.
time. Okay, there's 2 parts to this story. I was working at S.I.R in New York, and at their studios, and the Rolling Stones were in, and
shit.
as I was talking about anal leakage. Mick Jagger walked
Please,
in,
no
and I was
context.
talking full on about anal leakage, and I turned around and Mick's like, "Oh yeah," Then yeah. And the second part of that story comes in the same day, oddly enough. Keith, so when the Stone, I can go on and on about this story, but I'm going to make it really short. When the Stones are around, it's like magic. Annie, were you there when Keith was in the studio? Of course you were. You see how the magic
She's nodding
is?
yes for all of you that are not watching.
Exactly. It makes you, whenever there's a stone around, it makes you fucking clouded in the head. Long story short, the rehearsal was over. Mick had gone. He just walked out, and all the Stones had walked out except for Keith Richards. And Keith Richards comes out, and I'm standing at the S.I.R. desk, and time stands still, and he just, and he says, "Good night, everybody. Thanks, everybody." And everybody said, "Good night, Keith. Good night, Keith. Good night, Keith." And I looked at him and I said, "Good night, Mick."
Oh no! Oh no!
I was blindsided by seeing Mick Jagger a moment before.
Right, yeah,
and I called Keith Richards Mick Jagger, and I looked at everybody, and there were super heavy duty roadies there at that time. Like a couple of this very, very well known New York guys. Tom Permy was there. Mel was. There's so many guys were there, and I all looked at me, and I looked at myself, and I just walked right up the stairs and went to the back room in shame.
I'll let myself out. I'll see
That's
myself
about as
out
stupid
now.
as it gets, boys and girls.
That's great.
That's rough.
That's amazing.
I never
But a
really
great
tell that
story.
Yeah.
Nonetheless.
Yeah. Did you ever say anything
anal
fun to a
leakage
celebrity?
and
Well, first off, anal leakage obviously had to be, it must have been about reading the old labels of baked lays.
Right, Alaska.
Oh, yes!
Because
They
baked
warned you.
lays,
They warned you of
baked
baked leakage.
lays, originally, they were like, hey, eat this, but don't overdo it.
Be aware.
Because it'll cause anal leakage.
Right.
It's like,
you eat this whole bag, you're going to need a bag.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So it must have been about that, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to tell you the truth. I think that I was absolutely talking about that and probably the results of it.
Yeah. They're not kidding. Right. I had 2 bags of baked lays.
Bro, I tried 2 bags of baked lays last week.
My anal is leakage.
Total leakage.
Beef, didn't you meet someone pretty awesome the other day?
I did. But I didn't say anything stupid to him. I don't think.
Who'd you meet?
I met Christopher Lloyd, a.k.a. Doc Brown, a.k.a.
Oh, shit.
Reverend Jim from Taxi, a.k.a. the Judge from Toontown.
Dude, that's awesome. Hell yeah.
But I made, actually, Annie, thank you for pointing, well, don't thank you, but like, I definitely did not say anything stupid to him. I made a point of it.
Yo, Mike's got an out-of-time license plate up on his wall, right to my left. Like,
oh, really? Oh, well,
Yeah.
that was a double because Michael J. Fox was right there so I've been around Michael J. Fox a couple of times, and he's given me the hey nod, how are you? But I never
he just does that.
really got to meet him. Yeah. Like, I never got to meet him formally. Yeah. Oh.
I hate that he's on a delay, but also I love that he's on a delay.
I'm sorry. Like, when you think it's something, you have to say it sometimes. Sorry.
I totally respect that. I do respect that. That was good. But I'd been around him. Actually, the first time I was around him,
I feel your judgment. I reject your judgment.
But you know the scene in Back to the Future 2 where he's older and he's sitting down at the big TV in the living room and he's having that call with Needles, Flea, you know? So like, you know, he's sitting in a chair and he's got a big TV in front of him in that scene. And when I first kind of got around him, I was doing it with Sting and Brad Paisley. I was teching this gig for the Michael J. Fox thing, and Michael J. Fox comes in and he sits down. Yeah, he sits down at this chair in front of a huge TV, and he just goes like this, and he's kind of like watching it, and he's like, you know, they're telling all the producers notes, you know, and I was like, whoa, it was really surreal to almost see that exact scene with him as an older man in the same position. But I got to meet him sort of semi that time. Long story short, Christopher Lloyd was at the next one where I was at with our boss, and he was just the coolest fucking guy in the world. He was so nice, and he was just so fucking cool. So cool.
That's awesome.
There's a million questions I wanted to ask him, but I didn't.
Right. He was very heavily involved in Modern Family as well.
Oh yeah.
Oh really?
Right. Yeah.
Did he direct it?
I don't know if he directed it. I know he was a producer on it. I know he wrote a bunch of episodes. I'm sure he directed some.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, dude's pretty old and he's still doing it. Like dude, now he's still doing stuff all the time, which is pretty awesome.
You got any say anything dumb to celebrities? I mean, other than on this show?
That's what I do.
What's your favorite from this show?
Oh no. This show, I've behaved myself.
Yeah,
overall.
You're pretty good.
Yeah,
you're pretty good.
I mean, I pronounce people's names wrong all the time.
Yeah, but that's nothing. I mean, that's not offensive.
No, I don't think I've done anything truly offensive.
No, you never walked away from a chat with somebody and just been like, oh man.
I mean, when I was really, really incredibly young, and it's not even like a huge celebrity, but I bumped into Ahmad Rashad, which most people would be like, who the fuck is that?
Right.
He was...
I currently am like, I have
no
idea who that is.
Well, he was the host of Inside the NBA.
Oh, okay.
What?
Way back in the day.
He was married to fucking Felicia Rashad.
Right.
Okay.
That too. I think she took his name.
Yes,
he took her name.
Mother from the Cosby Show.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. And so I just like bumped into him at some rest stop on the way up to my parents. We had a trailer that we went to every weekend up like 3 hours upstate. And I bumped into him and I was like, whoa, you're Ahmad Rashad. She goes, yep. And he poured the milk into his coffee and I was like, cool, see you later. And that was it. That was my big like
I'll see you later
celebrity thing. I mean, there was also like we played with Maroon 5 once when they were something Smile, Jane Smile or something like that. I don't remember
when they were still a metal band.
When they were playing Nine Inch Nails still.
Right.
And I was just so stoked that at the venue we were at, and I was still like 19 or 20 at the time, that they were like, you could go downstairs and there's coolers, there's food, there's all kinds of stuff. Because like normally when you're an opening act, you're just like,
right,
cool, thanks for selling all the tickets.
Right, yeah.
And this instead was like, okay, dude, like there's a green room downstairs. And I said, what? You're letting us downstairs? I thought there was just offices. No, the green room, this, that. So Adam Levine actually came up to me. And he was like, hey, man, like, we bumped into each other. And I was like, oh, dude, what's going on? Like, stoked to play. And it was, like, just as or before Harder to Breathe even came out.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yeah, man, I'm excited to play. It's really cool. I heard you guys are doing really well. And he's like, yeah, I'm pretty stoked to play. And I was like, man, I don't mean to be a dick real quick, but, like, is anything good in the cooler? And he was like, yeah, this, and this. And I was like, awesome, man. Like, I'm going to come and I'm going to watch your set. You can come watch ours. He's like, yeah, I'm going to try and make it out there. I was like, all right, cool. I'm going to go grab a beer then. I'll see you later. And that was my interaction with Adam Levine.
All right. I'm going to drink your beer. You going to watch my set?
Well, no, I asked him Because he has to. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I like that. That's good.
That's about it.
That's good. I made Steven Spielberg show me ID.
What?
That's cool.
You're a dick.
Yeah. Yeah. I had two fun celebrity encounters when I lived in New York City, and I was working at HMV Music on 72nd Street in Broadway, or 72nd Street in West End, and I was working there, and I was that day I was ringing people up, and Steven Spielberg came in, and he bought a bunch of jazz CDs, and he had like his kids with him and stuff, and he came up, and my brain is like on fire, like I'm just like, that's fucking Steven Spielberg. And I wanted to not say, do you have Indiana Jones's hat? Do you ever wear it? I would wear it all the time. Can I come over and see it ever? Do you live near here? That would be great. Great kids. You have great kids. Like, I didn't want to do any of that. So instead, he handed me his credit card, and I looked at it, and I saw the name, and I said, I'm gonna need to see some ID. And he said, really? and I go, no, not really.
You give it a second thought.
That's pretty good. I like that.
And I rang him up, and
Fantastic.
And I was just like, thank you. Like, just for everything, thank you. And he was like, cool, man. And he left. And Stephen Baldwin told me to fuck myself.
I think he's told everybody within the radius of Long Island to go fuck themselves.
Yes, but what I said to him was that gave him license to tell me to fuck myself. I deserved it. He also came up with a bunch of CDs. He asked me for a discount. He asked me legit for a Baldwin discount. He goes, do I get a discount? And I go, why? And he goes, because I'm Stephen Baldwin. Literally said that. And the words that just it wasn't even me speaking. I was just a vessel at that moment. I said, the Biodome money not coming in?
Oh!
And he looked me straight in the face, and he said, go fuck yourself. And I was like, you got it.
You rang him up, and that was it.
I rang him up, and out he went.
Oh, my God.
That was the best comeback ever, man.
And I can't even claim it. I never would have thought that. My brain does not work that. My brain works pretty quick, but not like that. I was taken over. The spirit took me.
Man, I love Biodome, by the way.
I do too. You know what? I'm not a believer, but on that day, Jesus entered my body. And he told me. He said, Stephen Baldwin. Uh-huh. Where's that Biodome money? You don't get no discount. No discount on HMV Music. Stephen
But
Baldwin.
it happens so much quicker in your brain.
But it happens so much quicker in my brain.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. That was one of my proudest moments as a smartass.
That's a really good one. That's really good.
I did.
That's really good.
I have a lot of pride in that one.
There's a lot of stabs and jabs in that. Number one, you're nowhere near famous as your most unfamous brother. You're the least famous brother.
Right. But still, like,
I don't know.
You're
The youngest one
worst
is
of the brothers.
no. The youngest is probably the least famous. Right? Like
Stephen had a shot. He could have been a contender.
the oldest, yeah, Billy. But like it was Alec, Stephen, and Billy.
Alex, Stephen, Billy. All right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, he can never attain.
So he was a middle.
But he is the middle child.
He was a middle child, though.
He's a dick.
But yeah, he was a dick. and I was also a dick.
Yeah.
So Stephen
Cancel each
Baldwin,
other out.
if you're watching this, if you're listening to this, I would like to say that I don't apologize. Pay your bills, dick.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I totally agree. Switching gears real quick for a second.
We should probably switch gears. Yeah, That's a good idea.
There was just a release.
We should probably wrap up soon.
Yeah, we should probably wrap
We're
up.
keeping these guys on for a long time.
Yeah.
Annie wants to get on that bus and sleep on her top bunk that she can't climb into.
Do you do sit-ups every time you try to get into the top bunk?
Annie's got
No.
a fucking.
I have to, like-
Annie's got a Miles Morales her way up
Yeah.
into the top bunk.
You're
I
a
literally
fucking
have
ninja
to.
warrior?
Yeah.
she's-
Oh, man. Okay. Well,
Are
then,
you
you know what?
serious?
I'm not going to...
Wait, Beef. I'm gonna send you the photo of my mapping to how to get into.
Oh, and I'll show Mike this photo too because it was.
I'm
it was
excited.
good.
I'm excited. All right, then I'm not going to go into Miss Marvel or anything like that because that could be.
We should go into a music release that Beef and I are on.
Yes.
Yes.
What's that?
Well,
You guys got the clap.
they got the clap. Wait, before.
This is what she told me. She
Well,
showed
this is
me
like
that.
zig-
This is her way in.
Yo, you straight up
She's gonna-
ninja warring
She's
that.
gonna
shit.
ricochet off bunk 2. She's gonna foot on bottom bunk 1, ricochet from middle bunk 2, and then probably roll. I would say probably roll
What
in
the
the air
fuck? Yeah, look
into
at that.
Yeah,
into top bunk 3.
that's
Yo, who gives a 5'0" girl a top bunk?
Yeah,
What's
what
up
the
with that,
fuck?
TSO?
that is called
That's how it works.
initiation.
That's true. That's very true.
I don't think if they didn't think good of her,
Right.
they probably wouldn't have given her that bunk.
I like that they gave her the one. There's no middle bunk on that side, right? So she's
Right.
literally has to like. I could just see her being like, pulling herself up, and
Honestly,
trying to get a leg over.
If the other bunks were and how they were there, I wouldn't be able to get up. I really wouldn't, like, because
It's like
I
a short
tried.
person trying to get on a horse.
Hey man, I'm a short
It's
person.
like the leg goes up
Hey,
part way.
wait a minute. I'm looking at these bunk situations. This is kind of weird here. Is that 3 bunks, 2 bunks, 2 bunks?
Yeah, that's kind of how we used to do that on the crew.
That's 3,
One.
4, 5, 6, 7. Wow, that'd be nice to have a bunk that big.
Well, that's it. Well,
Well,
the
what
crew
we-
has.
Oh,
The crew gets caught.
No, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it like that. I'm just fat.
I know, but you don't. You don't, right? Yeah. Wait, how many pillows are in your bunk?
Ah, 7 pillow beef.
Yeah, I don't think that
It's a
can.
fucking
that just
shame
takes-
too.
What?
It is a fucking shame. Well,
Well, but you guys you guys appear on the album of a national treasure.
yes, Miss Dolly Parton,
Yeah.
and
On
yeah,
another national treasure, you appear on already are on a national treasure, Joan Jett's
Right.
record. But you are
Yeah, we
also
clapped on many.
yeah.
but are you credited?
You guys are a hand clapping ensemble.
I don't think. Yeah, we did claps on Change Up,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Oh, we did background vocals on Unvarnished.
I don't think
TMI.
I mean, I was there, but I don't. Oh, maybe I did. I don't know if I was.
You were there. I don't know if you were
That
there.
day.
We did
So
it.
uncredited for Joan, but Dolly Parton will credit you for claps, huh?
Yeah.
Forever.
Now, what we were wondering is,
I said one word on Joan's new record for Mindsets.
That's
right.
Yeah.
I
You
do
said
clap
one word?
sometimes.
What was that? What was the word, Beef?
Something stay in school yet.
No.
Sorry, it's a horrible time to cough. Oh,
you say stay in school?
sure, that's it.
Sure. Sure.
No. The line is you can say something about school. Gonna stay in school. Sure.
Sure.
I don't know.
Wow.
Sure, that's the word.
Yeah.
So you did a fake accent on it?
It's not really a fake accent.
I've never heard you ever
Sure.
in our time together say sure.
No, it's when you let,
I don't even know
let the Staten Island out.
I don't even know what word that is. Is that like the seashore? Is that
I don't
like
know.
Sure.
Sure. Sure.
Is that like Shaun
Sure.
of the Dead?
Sure.
That became the thing on the tour this year. Sure.
I know. All we did. Everyone.
All we did. Sure.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah.
That's amazing. What?
Sure.
So like when you were in the studio doing these claps, was it one of those things where Dolly was remote and she sent out and was like, okay, you're where you are, go do your shit.
Oh,
and
wait, I think
Joan
I
had
have
to do
it. Hold on.
claps and stuff. Or was this like where Joan was in the area and you guys were also in the area and
It was like done modern, like through email and session sends.
yeah.
Right.
That was the only feasible way to do it. Obviously, it came up not pretty quick, but it came up, and then it was like they talked about it, and then it went into motion pretty quickly. So it was not going to be feasible to go to Nashville. But it was done in, the facility we did it. It wasn't the Hit Factory, but Peter Cooperschmidt's studio, which is awesome, and it was very close in proximity to where Joan is. So
Nice. Beef, do you have the capability to record vocals anywhere if you're somewhere doing that? Like if I needed you to do some na-na-nas on a Craving Strange record, would you be available?
Oh yeah, I operate the morgue out of West Hempstead. It's
Nice.
It's my small studio, and it's soundproof to the point where no one can hear the screams.
Ooh. That made it way to
Yeah, I could do it too.
Yeah.
Awesome. So cool. I would like to have you sing some nanas on my record.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I got this at Target.
Cool. Oh, what do you got, Annie?
That's awesome.
That's fantastic.
It's actually it's pretty.
Now, there's no liner notes
That's
at
thick.
all.
Well, it's like a box, right?
It is a box, but yeah, there's 4 vinyl in it.
Holy crap.
But yeah, like I feel it doesn't say. Did it say it in those other liner notes who actually played on the song on Dolly's end?
So on Spotify, I guess you can get liner notes. On iTunes, you can't.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, you know what's funny? What I think about. So, you know what's awesome about listening to vinyl?
What's that?
Nothing. But vinyl's a great collector's piece.
Oh my lord, that's a tough. I don't know. I guess there's something that says physical, like changing the side, and I don't know.
Hey, you know
There's
what?
a ritualistic
does
thing
it for
to
me.
it, I'm sure.
Yeah, you know what? I love the cassette tape.
That's it.
They've come back apparently. No.
Cassettes were awesome.
Cassettes have come back.
They're
come back.
They did come back. I've got my Tascam still upstairs.
Yeah.
In the loft here.
The 4-track, the Tascam
recorder.
4-track. Oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
I remember my buddy taking out a loan from a bank to get the BR 532 Zoom.
Oh, nice. That was a solid routine right there.
$5, man.
Wow. Yeah. Old
virtual tracks.
Yeah.
Oh my god. The virtual tracks on the screen that big that looked like a fucking Game Boy. Ugh.
Yeah, we used for the first Craving Strange record, we used the Zoom. Or no, yeah, first or second one. We used the Zoom for some of our tracks. Or at least a track. It wasn't we didn't record to it, but
yeah. I was gonna say because
we mixed with it.
I was talking with Jimmy during like a lot of the Craving Strange recording stuff.
Right.
And he had turned me on to a Zoom product, but it wasn't. It was like an interface thing. It wasn't.
Yeah, well, the one we used was more of the interface thing.
Yeah.
But I do remember recording on the 4 tracks, man.
Fantastic.
It's good stuff.
Fantastic.
Fostex.
Fostex.
Yeah, the Fostex.
Yamahas.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
My drummer, for whatever reason, can't say Tascam. He always adds a P in the middle of it. He calls it a tap scam. And he knows it's wrong too. Like he's like, I know. But every time he does it still, he'll like talk about it. And he's like, yeah, I can use the tap scam. And I'm just like, Tascam. And he's like, yeah, I know. And I'm like, yeah, but you're wrong.
He's talking.
I'm here to tell you.
He's been talking to me about recording, so
He doesn't use the tap scam anymore. But
I'm gonna still bring it up.
Yeah. Now we're digital. But
Sure.
But when he was tracking ideas before, he would be like, yeah, I put some stuff down on the tap scam. And I'm just like, stop what you're telling me, Tascam. All right, now tell me about your idea. And he's like, I know, I can't stop doing it. I don't know why I can't do it.
Well, guys, thank you so very much for hanging out for so long. Thank you for taking the hot tag so quickly and so last minute. This has been awesome. Annie, have a safe trip.
Thank you.
Dude,
I don't know if you're going anywhere, but you're always welcome here. Come to the BIMP Lounge sometime.
I might want to do that. I actually
Yes.
said that this was probably one of the best things to ever happen spontaneously because Annie and I, like, the last time we did a podcast was over a year and a half ago before the Motley Crue tour because
Oh yeah.
at that point we didn't know what was going on. I didn't think I was going to go back on the road. And it was just
Right.
like, all right, we're going to do it. And Annie was going to go on the road. And it just so much happened so quickly. And it was great that you asked us to do this. You know, I'm sorry that you had issues tonight and you needed to switch it up. But I'm definitely glad to help it.
This was
I'm
better.
so happy that Annie wasn't doing jack shit.
This was so much better.
Yeah.
Yo, Annie, what's up, man? You're not in the fucking arena tonight. I was so happy. You're like, I'm home. I'm like,
I'm not home. Well, I'm at a undisclosed location hotel room.
I'm glad it was better.
Right.
Yeah.
That's it.
No,
Undisclosed
you know what?
Location. I love that.
Quote unquote issues to some people are like great happenings to other people, and this was legit a great happening for me and
Absolutely.
us, and
We're just. I already know this was more fun.
Yeah, this is a lot of fun.
Oh man, it was great.
Yeah.
It was really cool. Thanks for having me, man. Thanks for having us.
Of course.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, we want to continue the Crewicide podcast, so we were like, let's get it in gear again.
Nice.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Well, like maybe they got to be our first ones on the next Crewicide podcast. The first one.
Let's do it.
We'll do it.
Let's do it.
We'll do it. We don't have to be, but we will.
But we're happy to.
We're happy to.
That's fucking pros.
Never feel pressure with us.
Yes.
But also, unless you're under the gun with 7 questions, and then you should feel under
all the pressure.
All the pressure.
Well, thanks.
We should get 7 crew questions. That would be kind of fun.
You know, I'm saying, like, you guys have such a good format. How the fuck am I going to rip off of it? I'm just joking. I never would.
You can.
7 questions brought to you.
Feel free.
by
Feel free.
We
everything's. It's only 12 notes,
we
man.
had-
Everything's stolen from somewhere.
We had a couple ideas, like best picks for towns, food, day off, shit to do on day off. We'll come up with some shit. This was really good, though.
That's all
honestly.
good stuff, man.
It got me back in the feeling. I'm like, yo, I want my podcast back.
Nice. Awesome.
Awesome.
Awesome. That's fantastic. Well, everybody at home, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. If you're watching on StrangerhoodTV.com, thank you for hanging out with us. And we want to ask you something. But before we do that, let's ask Beef and Annie the same thing. We asked you earlier, and we want to see it again. Some people it's music. Some people it's weed. Some people it's coffee. Some people it's Marvel movies. Some people it's wrestling. What is it that takes your mind off things? Guys, one more time. It can be the same answer. That's fine. But Beef, Annie, what's your bacon?
Annie first.
Probably still coffee because I've been so tired. So
that works.
I see a Keurig in the background.
Yeah, but I don't. No, I don't.
No.
I don't trust hotel coffee machines. Don't use them. No one knows what people have done to them.
Agreed.
Just a tip.
Hey,
I put my
Who
balls
knows
on
the last
every
like-
hotel curtain.
Who knows
Right.
the last time they've been cleaned? No.
when was it bought? That was the last time it was cleaned.
Yeah.
That's true.
So that's
Was it
my
boiling
my
water though? I mean, how
travel
dirty can
tip.
it be?
It's not boiling. It like curry doesn't get
Or it's hot
boiling.
water.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how I clean a lot of things. Hot water.
I don't
Hot
try.
water.
But,
That's why Annie redoes dishes at our house because she's like, all you did was put hot water on it. I'm like, it's fine. Fine.
That's how you build up immunity.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. So coffee right now is getting me through
Nice. Nice.
the
Beef?
tour.
All right. Like you said, it might change, and I'm gonna have to say, there's a couple things get me through right now. Bacon. My bacon is watching an Irish television show called The Hardy Bucks and smoking weed.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
The Hardy Bucks. What's
Yeah,
that about?
it's you ever hear of Trailer Park Boys? Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right, it's somewhat like that, only it takes place in Ireland, and it's about a bunch of ne'er-do-wells that are kicking around the town, trying to get money and have a good time. But I got to see they came into town and did a live show. A couple of them, I got to meet them a couple weeks ago, and it was mind blowing because I watched the show religiously. So that's where I'm at.
Oh, that's awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I aspire to one day be referred to as a ne'er-do-well.
Yeah.
I like that.
Someday.
It's fantastic. Yeah,
Someday.
I enjoy that. as
Goals are
well.
important in life.
Oh yeah.
Fuck yeah, that's awesome. And everybody at home, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Remember to ask yourselves every single day, what's that thing for you? What's that thing that makes your day better? Because you know what? We're about spreading the positivity here.
Spreading love.
We're about making things a little bit nicer for everybody during the day. Yeah, sometimes things suck. We want them to suck a little bit less for you. So what makes things suck less for you? Everybody at home, just remember to ask yourself every day one simple question.
What's your bacon?
What's your bacon? How? Oh!
This dude's been practicing that shit.
I was trying to do funk stuff in my car all the way here.
Yeah. When you do that, it reverberates. There's cymbals on the other side of this.
Right.
And you can actually
And you
hear it
hear
in
it.
the cymbal.
Yeah, you heard
in,
it.
in there.
You guys heard it. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It happened.
I can't scream like you, so I can do that. Those are the things I can do. Things that have no value in the music that I do.
Oh.
Right? But I can do those.
Maybe one day.
Yeah.
I am super glad that we got to hang out with Annie.
Me too.
Of course.
Me too.
And Beef. I've known about Beef for so long, and we've talked about it on a previous episode. The previous episode. Dude is super fun.
Right?
Just super fun.
I knew you guys would get along totally.
Yeah.
I knew he'd love you immediately. But
Yeah.
like,
I want to hang out with Beef.
I want more beef.
I want to hug Beef.
Yeah.
I want to pick his
I
brain.
want to take beef up in my arms.
Yeah.
Hold him.
Yeah. Super awesome. Man, I hope they start that podcast back up because it was very entertaining.
It was
good.
fun, man, right? Like so many people don't get a view into what any view into the life of somebody that does a job that you don't do or understand because it's nothing like yours.
Right.
Is a cool little kind of like view into things.
It's such a different job. It's like it really does not fit everybody because you see so many people that are just good at one thing.
Right.
The only way to thrive, especially in and this goes for damn near every profession you do, but especially for the music industry, especially for the concert industry, especially for what they're doing, it's like, hey, can you do this? Yeah.
Well,
regardless if you can do it or not.
Yeah.
You say yes.
Yep.
And you figure it out after the fact.
Yep.
Because that could be the stepping stone to the next level.
Exactly.
The people who go, I don't know how to do it, that means that you're not planning on figuring out how to do it.
They're not
and they're not going to look at you.
They're currently not working in the music industry.
Right.
The only people that are working in the music industry right now are people that said yes to a job they thought they were above.
Right.
And now some of them are in the job that they thought they should be at, and some of them are above the job they thought they should be at.
Right.
Right? But it's always about having something presented to you and going, yes, even if you think that I should be past this.
Mm-hmm.
You go, yep, because every opportunity is an opportunity to prove yourself and to prove that you can do more. Then the coolest thing about the music industry is you're in a place where on any given normal day you could end up with a story about saying something stupid in front of Keith Richards
or Adam Levine.
And it's not even a thing where he was like even though he had like I can't believe I was in a room with Mick Jagger and Keith Richards and stuff like that, it was still hey, my day included calling Keith Richards Mick because I was still blown away after just meeting Mick Jagger.
Yeah.
And that is not an error that I am in a position to make in my life. You are not in a position to make in your life.
Right.
Right? But when you're in that kind of an industry, you're in the position where that kind of thing could happen at any point, because he wasn't on tour. He wasn't working with anybody huge at that moment. He was working at S.I.R Studios. And the Rolling Stones happened to be there because they had a show in the city. And everybody gets their gear there and rehearses there and does stuff there.
Right.
So, I love speaking to anybody that is doing the behind the scenes or behind the camera work in the music industry or the film industry or anything like that, because like it just puts you in a position to have these really unique experiences. And I think that's awesome.
I agree.
You know?
I fucking agree. So, with that said,
yeah,
Jimsy, where can they find you?
Go on the socials, you know, Jimmy G Shoes. You can find me there. Hopefully at this point I'm ranting and raving on TikTok about how dumb it is, because I think that's my move.
Right. But TikTok at what?
Bacon is my pod.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You can find my band Craving Strange at cravingstrange.net. From there, it will take you to all of our socials and all of our stuff. We are working on putting out a vinyl next year. I don't know how much of that process we're going to put online. I don't know how much of that we're going to share with everybody. It really depends on how much extra work we put in. You might get a lot of it, or you might see none of it, and then all of a sudden there's a vinyl. Either one of those things could happen. But either way, we're going to be releasing some songs, and you'll know when we're playing shows, and you'll see different things. And I would just appreciate you checking it out anyway, because my band's good. You should check it out. How about you, bud?
All right. Well, before I get to me, of course, between the two of us, betwixt. Yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
Betwixt the two of us, we are Bacon's My Passion, which you can go onto Spotify or Apple Music or Deezer, wherever you consume your music.
Yes.
You can find us. We have 3 singles out. Actually, we have 4 singles out, because now
the theme song
to
this show
of Bacon Is My Podcast,
which we performed ourselves.
We did it ourselves.
Yeah.
Just like everything else you'll hear there.
Yep.
We also do have an EP coming out. We did a lot of pre-production on Twitch.
Nobody saw it.
Nobody saw it. We've released a couple of episodes with that on there, though.
It's on Patreon, though, right?
It is on the Patreon.
It is on Patreon. So if you want to be a part of that,
but
patreon.com/bacon about bacon.
In the archives of this show, the important episodes with, like, Dave on it.
Right. Yeah.
They're all on there.
Right.
So, go ahead, check it out. Bacon is my passion. Be on the lookout for a new EP very soon.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
I'm excited for that.
But if you want to know about everything Bacon is My Podcast, go to baconismypodcast.com. It's the portal to all things Jimmy G shoes and Craving Strange. It's the portal to everything at me and my own self.
Spelunk your way into our portal.
At Something Heavy Music. Thank you, everybody, for the awesome feedback from our new single, Hurt, which came out about a week ago. Or 2 weeks ago. And yeah, it's been really cool to see.
Oh my God, I haven't posted about that yet. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I thought I did. Like, in my brain, I was like, I totally did.
Well,
and right now,
the date that was picked was a Wednesday.
I just now realized that I didn't. Just now when you said that, I was like, oh shit, I didn't post. I'm sorry.
It was released on a Wednesday. Which means...
Right. It didn't happen.
Huh?
It means
no,
it didn't
2
happen.
weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. But yeah, it doesn't matter. Anyway, go check it out now.
It's really good.
It doesn't matter if you checked it out then or now.
Right.
Just go check it out.
It's always new if you haven't heard it.
I'm really proud of it. We got to work with Dave Caggiano, who is the guy who works with Craving Strange and our buddies Revel 9, who also put out a new single this past Friday, Into the Afternoon.
Ooh, so good.
It's such a fucking great song.
So good.
So go listen to that song. But I do digress. So yeah, me, my own self, Mike, Something Heavy Music, Bacon is My Podcast. You can check out everything on Bacon is My Pod on all social medias. And if you want to help the show out, please go ahead, give us a 5-star review, give us a thumbs up, give us the bell, give us a follow.
Please.
It costs you $0.
It helps us a lot.
If you're willing to help us more than $0, head over to patreon.com/baconismypodcast. We give you extra episodes, we give you live episodes, we give you different content. We taste awful shit. We're gonna be doing this. This is Pepper X. This is the last dab. Pepper X. It's going to be happening.
It's going to suck.
And it's going to suck. And we're going to do it.
Yeah. We're going to do it.
So hop over to patreon.com/baconismypodcast. Go check it out. And that's all I got to say.
So thank you very much. Thank you. We appreciate you. Have a great day. Have an awesome week. Always remember, make other people's days better, and that will make your day better. If you are the bringer of goodness, you will have nothing but good in your life. Take care of each other, and remember to ask yourself every single day that one question: what makes your life better? What makes everything more interesting? What is it that takes a little bit of the sting off of the burns?
It's not that light, because I keep looking up at that light.
You shouldn't look at that light. It's like staring directly into the sun. But what is that thing that you put in front of your face when staring into an eclipse so that your retinas don't burn?
What's your bacon?
Yeah, I don't think it's called that, but yeah, what's your bacon?
World peace.